Barely a week after a major explosion rocked the Trans-Niger pipeline in Bodo, Gokana local government area of River State, another explosion has reportedly occurred at Soku oil facility in Akuku, Toru, LGA. This facility, operated by the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, has raised fresh concerns about oil facility safety in the Niger Delta region. The Youths and Environmental Advocacy Center, a grassroots NGO active in the Niger Delta, sounded the alarm early yesterday after receiving reports of an alleged explosion at the Soku facility. The group, through its network of youth volunteers, confirmed that an explosion, followed by a massive fireball lighting up the night sky, was seen from the remote facility. According to their statement, the fire was still raging at the time of their report. As investigations begin, the cause of the explosion remains uncertain. Authorities are yet to determine whether it resulted from equipment failure, sabotage, or coordinated attack. Notably, this is the third incident targeting oil facilities in River State within just 1 week, heightening security concerns. The first occurred in Ogoni region and the second in Oga Egbema and Ndoni area. Incidents that President Bola Tinubu referenced in his national broadcast on March 18th while declaring a 6-month state of emergency in River State. The Advocacy Center has called for the immediate investigation, urging the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency to conduct a joint inquiry into the explosion. The group emphasized the need for accountability, stating that perpetrators of any deliberate attack must be held responsible under the provision of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. Meanwhile, the Niger Delta is on high alert as fresh reports emerge of militants regrouping in a secret creek location, allegedly planning coordinated attacks on oil infrastructure. This development follows President Tinubu's declaration of emergency rule in River State, which has led to the suspension of Governor Simini Alai Fubara. Security experts fear the move may escalate tensions, with militant leaders reportedly consulting widely to ensure maximum participation from various groups in the region. Commander B.B. Oduku, Commandant General of the Riverine Security Coast Guard of the Federation, confirmed the heightened threats, warning that any such attacks for Nigeria's already fragile economy. He urged the president to reconsider Fubara's suspension, suggesting it had worsened tensions in the region. Oduku has stressed that while riverine security officers remain vigilant, miscreants might exploit the situation to engage in criminal activities, risking lives and property. In a related development, top military and security officials, including Captain Eric Foturu and Thank God Oprom, has pledged full support for the federal efforts to stabilize the region. They are working closely with the Nigerian military to prevent unauthorized activities and to bring perpetrators of recent attacks to justice. 5 days after his suspension, Governor Simini Alai Fubara has made a rare public appearance at the Salvation Ministry's headquarters in Port Harcourt. Accompanied by political allies and major stakeholders, Fubara attended a special prayer and thanksgiving service, expressing gratitude for divine support amid the state's ongoing political turmoil. The service, led by Pastor David Ibiomi, emphasized faith and resilience with prayer for peace and stability in River State. Meanwhile, the governor's supporters have pushed back against the federal government's narrative, justifying the state of emergency. The Simplified Movement Worldwide, a pro-Fubara political group, has dismissed Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi's claims that insecurity and killings necessitated the emergency declaration. The group's Director General, Evans BP, suggested that President Tinubu had been misinformed and had called for a reconsideration of the suspension. BP insisted that River State remained largely peaceful under Fubara's leadership. Despite political disagreements, he accused the state's House of Assembly of deliberately frustrating the governor's attempt to present the 2025 budget, efforts that were allegedly thwarted just before the emergency was declared. The controversy had taken a legal turn as the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) had sued President Tinubu over what it described as an unlawful suspension of the governor, his deputy, and the state lawmakers. The lawsuit, filed by 3 Rivers-based lawyers, argues that the move violates the Nigerian constitution and the fundamental principles of democracy. They are also seeking a court order to overturn the suspension and to reinstate the elected officials, citing provisions that prohibit any form of unconstitutional governance. As the crisis deepens, political leaders and analysts have warned that the Rivers State emergency could set a dangerous precedent. NNPP Southwest leader Olufemi Oguntoyinbo criticized the federal government's swift action, calling for a more diplomatic approach. He has urged the president to reduce the emergency rule duration and to explore dialogue to resolve political tensions. With Rivers State at the center of national attention, the coming weeks will be critical in determining whether the region descends into further instability or finds a path to resolution. What are your thoughts on the rising tensions in the Niger Delta? Should the federal government reconsider its approach, or is the emergency rule necessary to maintain order? Share your thoughts in the comments.